right, kind of stuck in traffic right now. We're headed to the Just Jacks after hours stream. So the stream's going to start at 9 o'clock tonight. Really not even sure what the game or the stakes are, but we got some caffeine, some Zins in the bag, money in my pocket, and ready to take some heads off. Hopefully it goes well.
Service. Thank you.
All right, let's get into it. We're playing a little bit before the stream here, just on the outer tables. And this first hand, we look down at 9-8 offsuit from the small blind. So obviously a trash hand, but there's a $10 straddle, a couple limps, and I just don't think they have anything great when they're limping. And even from out of position, I think I'm probably going to be able to find a way to win this one. So we end up getting 3 callers, so maybe my read that they don't have anything great is off a bit, but go to a flop of 5-5-3 rainbow with $220 in the middle. So I decided to just make it 80. It's pretty small here compared to the size of the pot, but I'm basically thinking unless they have a 5 or an overpair like 6s, 7s, 8s that they just limp called with, I'm just going to take this one down, and that's what happens. So easy game, pretty simple one, but it just kind of shows that playing aggressive can pick you up some nice spots. All right, this next hand, we open ace-queen offsuit from under the gun to 15 and get 3 callers again. So $60 in the middle, going to the flop of queen 9-5 rainbow. So good flop for our actual hand this time. So I continue for $30, about half pot. Don't need to go super big in multi-way pots, so just make it 30, pick up 1 caller, and we go to the turn now with 120 in the middle, and turns a brick, 4 diamonds, so completes the full rainbow. Really nothing to be scared of here. Now I'm just trying to target worst queen like queen jack, king queen, queen 10, and then draws like jack 10 or even maybe, I don't know, king 10 that gets sticky. So I size up a little bit here, but I don't think it really mattered anyways. Get a pretty quick fold, so assuming they probably just had a 9 or, I don't know, maybe an ace high hand or something like that. All right, this next hand got king 10 offsuit, and this one was limped around. I don't really want to load a pot with a hand like this against so many opponents. I lead out for $10, which is basically full pot or 3/4 pot into this one. But it goes call, raise, jam, and I just didn't feel like chasing this one. I actually would have ended up shopping with another king 10, but there's just plenty of better spots, and when it goes call, raise, jam, I just don't think one pair is going to be good on that board. So got away from it, and we move on to the next one. This next one we have beautiful hand, 6 deuce of clubs on the button. It's an open from early position. I just decide to isolate here. I just want to play a bigger pot in position, and I think basically with any 2 suited cards, this can be profitable in a game like this. Not great logic, but you'll see why right here. The small blind just decides to lead jam on this board where I am the 3-better and it's king high. So kind of the reason why I was saying it's profitable with any 2 suited cards is because most of the time I'm just going to c-bet this flop and either take it down on the flop or maybe the turn. or maybe the river if hearts break out and I decide to make a small bet on the river to try to fold out, like the ace high flush draw or whatever. But this guy in the small blind just lead jams and completely lets me off the hook, so end up losing the minimum here. Probably not the best strategy going into a flop with 6 high, but like I said, get let off the hook, so oh well. All right, here's my reload money. All right, moving on to the stream. I was up a little bit pre-stream, maybe a couple $100 or so, and then we go to the stream, which is a 1-3 stream, and I'm pretty sure this was uncapped. Sometimes the 1-3 streams there's like a 300 cap and then match the stack, but I think this one happened to be uncapped. So first hand we look down at King Jack offsuit and open it to 25 from middle position. And the raises are bigger here. One, just because we're pretty deep for a 1-3 game, and also because I think I'm going to get called by worse hands anyways. So that's why the raise is so big, 8x or whatever it is. And also in Texas, that's just kind of the standard size anyways. But we get immediately 3-bet from Johnny Mott in the cutoff to 60. So pretty small 3-bet. Makes sense from his perspective in position, and he's not super deep. So end up making this call, go 3 ways to a 7-Jack-4 flop. So pretty good flop for me. I was, if we were deeper stacked, I'd be a little bit concerned that this could get me in trouble against overpairs. But with these stack sizes, I'm basically okay with just stacking off here. But this is a little worrisome when Johnny Mott goes all in for 2 times the size of the pot, and then Jay Mooney calls as well. But we've kind of got some history together, and I have top pair with a good kicker, and I'm just not going to be folding that on stream most of the time against most opponents. So I make the call. I do say this may have been a bad flop for me, but turns out it wasn't. It's pocket 9s and pocket 6s, so got 80% to win this pot of over $1,000 in the first hand of the night.
Let's see how this runs out. They're gonna rip it one time.
Safe turn and 2 pair on the river just for fun. So gonna profit about $700 in this first hand with a pretty marginal hand. So I will take that. We are off to a good start. Plus got rid of the nit button, so that always feels good to get rid of the nit button early in the game, so I don't have to worry about paying that tax later on.
Was he involved in that first hand, or did he just reload?
He just reloaded.
All right, this next hand got ace queen offsuit. There is a raise to 30 from middle position. I 3-bet this one up right away to 100 from the hijack. Get a cold caller directly on my left. That's a little worrisome. I think a lot of times we're gonna have the same hand like ace queen. He may have like a worse suited ace or pocket 9s, pocket 10s, or something like that. But it doesn't really matter anyways when we get 4-bet from a early position open, and at this point ace queen is just dust. So I get rid of it. Obviously a boring hand, but just decided to throw some examples of being disciplined in there. But this next hand, we get slightly upgraded to ace-queen of the suited variety this time. There's a raise to 60 from early position over a $10 straddle. Bunch of callers, so there's $200 of dead money in the middle, and I decided to make it 375, which is about 5x the raise. and a little bit less than pot. Typically from the big blind, I try to go about 5x plus pot, but with stack sizes, I went 5x plus
Get in there.
a little bit less than pot. So, anyways, just kind of taking some stack size into consideration. I put about a quarter of my stack out there. If I go bigger, I think I'm only going to get called by better hands or jammed on, and then I'm committed. But the original razor folds, which I'm happy to see, but then we get back jammed on for $800, and I think a lot of times this is just going to be worse suited aces or pocket pairs that we're flipping with anyways, and obviously with so much dead money in the middle, you just have to take these flip spots. But it turns out we are not flipping. We're actually in a little bit better shape than that, 60-40. Pretty fair fight. He has King Jack, so we decided to run this one once for 1.7k pot, which is pretty massive in a 1-3 game.
No, thank you, unless I have a royal. Ace.
Get a safe flop. Somewhat sweaty turn. Now I don't want to make a pair of queens, but we get a safe river. And going to take in this profit of about $900 pretty early on in the stream. So off to a pretty good start.
Getting crushed.
We got a $10 straddle, $20 double straddle.
All right, this next hand I get myself into a bit of a weird spot out of position here with ace-10 off. There's a raise to 40 from the button over a $20 straddle, so just a min raise. I don't think this is going to be that great of a hand from the button, unless he just has aces exactly and he's trying to get a bunch of value. But even then, I think the raise would be bigger. But anyways, there's just some live read exploitative stuff. I bumped this one up to $250 from the $10 straddle, and both of them call. So now we are between two opponents, pretty deep stacked in a bloated pot with not the best hand. So a bit of a weird spot. See how I can navigate this one. But we get a great flop, not for my hand, but for my range. King high on a pretty dry board, aside from the obvious front door heart draw. So I think a lot of times just a small c-bet is going to take this one down, or maybe they call once with pocket eights, pocket sevens, and then fold the turn. So I make it about a third pot. Probably I think this would be better to check between two opponents and just kind of see what happens, and maybe check raise if I read some weakness, just because I'm going to have all the best hands on this board. But decided to just bet this time, and a lot of times in these games I'm just going bet with value, so I kind of want to try to balance that out a little bit. King of diamonds on the turn. Now this is a weird one, because now obviously he's not folding a king no matter what his kicker is. I don't think he's folding a pocket pair, because it's less likely that I have a king now. So I decided to check this one over and just see what happens. And now the three pairs on the river as well. So again, I don't really think I'm getting folds from anything here. So I decided to check this one back, and hopefully it goes check, check, and I chop with ace high, and it's actually exactly what happened. So maybe a bet on the river gets him off a chop. Maybe, I mean, probably most likely a bet on the turn just wins me the whole pot. But it's hard to know when you're out of position, and especially when people are playing all the offsuit Broadway hands. You could really have any king, even in a bloated pot like that. So chop this one up, all good. There was some pretty decent action pre-flop, so still profit of about $100 or so when I would have had to fold to any aggression there. So pretty decent result, even though I don't think I played that one the best. All right, this next hand, we look down at ace-5 offsuit. So pretty dusty hand, but I'm in position on the cutoff, so I decided to make this one $40. Obviously a huge raise again relative to the stakes, but I was one of only a few left with the nip button, so that's part of the reason again for the big raise. I'm kind of hoping to just take this one down pre-flop a lot of the times when I raise in position, but get pretty much the opposite. Texas heads up. 6 ways to a flop with 240 bucks in the middle, and I have a pretty trash hand. But we flop an ace, so that's pretty good. I think with some of these smaller aces, want to be checking, especially 6 ways. I don't really want to bloat the pot. Could easily be up against a straight, 2-pair, better ace, whatever. So this one checks around and turn another ace. So now I'm super confident that I have the best hand and get led out into from under the gun. And I have no idea why I decided to raise this here. This one was dumb. I should just call. I'm only ever going to get called by better hands when I raise there. I'd rather just call, keep his bluffs in, and if I'm way behind, then keep the pot smaller anyways. But I raise, he folds, nothing, and I win the pot. Get rid of my nip button, so that's a positive, but just a stupid raise there. Next hand, we have ace-10 suited, so definitely a better hand here. I make this one 30 bucks from early position and get 3-bet to 100 from a pretty short stack, so he bets over a third of his stack, and when it folds back around, I'm just putting this one all in, hoping to be flipping against a smaller pocket pair. And he snaps me off. He has pocket jacks, so we're in not the worst shape, not the best shape.
Crack jacks.
And you can hear me say crack jacks there at this place. Just Jacks, they have a promotion to where if you lose with jacks, you get a little rebate of 25 bucks or 50 bucks if it's black jacks. So hopefully I can win at least this first one. And pretty miserable, but bink, ace on the river, and we get rid of the nip button again. So running good. Now we're free rolling this second run out, and we see an ace immediately. So that is some run good there. I would have been obviously very happy to just win one of those with less than 50% equity, but we win both, and you guys can see by Chief's face that he's super happy for me to be scooping that. And he gets 25 bucks back anyways, so win for both of us pretty much.
He said crack jack before the hand even was dealt, though.
That's crazy.
He spoke it into fruition. Maybe Jarhead knows what be coming out or something. I don't know. That man reading hands. He's calling out crack jack before the hand come out there. Man, what is this man, a wizard? What you got going on, Jarhead? Simplify? Jeez Louise. Nice hand, Simplify.
All right, that was the last hand of the stream. Now we're playing off stream, and look down at ace jack offsuit. Make it 125 over a $20 straddle. So pretty big raise, but there's big straddles, so I want to make it more expensive with some decent hands. And you guys might say, oh, ace jack is not really a decent hand, but you guys have seen what hands have been shown down here, so it is basically the nuts in Texas in a game like this. Flop is 5 deuce 6 with 2 diamonds, and it goes check check. Turn is the 3 of diamonds, and I decided to make it 100. I really don't know what this bet accomplishes. This is probably the worst hand I played all night, maybe of my whole life. I don't know, just terrible. And river's a 4 of diamonds, so I river the straight, but there's 4 to a flush now, and I'm chopping with another ace, losing to a 7, losing to any diamond, and Johnny Mont makes it 175, and that's about half pot, and this is very, very rarely a bluff on these 4 flush boards, and I'm chopping with another ace anyways, losing to a 7, losing to a diamond, like I said. This is just obviously a clear fold, but I don't know what I was thinking in game. I convinced myself that maybe he's bluffing with king high or trying to get me off a chop. So I pay this off, and not only does he have a 7, he also has an ace, and it's the ace of diamonds for the nuts. So just a complete donation. Stupid hand, terribly played by me. So we move on to the next one with ace jack offsuit again from the big blind. It's a $10 straddle and actually a $20 straddle and a bunch of limps. So dead money in there. I make this one 150 from the big blind, hoping to just take down this 70 bucks of dead money, but we get one caller, so not the worst. Got about 350 bucks in the middle going to this flop out of position, and we get a 7-6 deuce flop with 2 spades, and I have the jack of spades, so I'm not going to be c-betting this board really ever, especially from out of position. Turn is 4 spades, and I check it over again, and he makes it 100. Now I think he could be stabbing here with king highs or worse ace highs after I check twice on a board like this. So I decided to peel once, maybe bluff the river, although it's going to be kind of hard from out of position, and maybe I have the best hand. And the river's an offsuit jack, so improves my hand, but still not feeling great about it. If it goes check check, I know I probably win, but he makes it $300 to go. $310. So now I just have a pure bluff catcher. Obviously I don't beat any value that he would be doing this with. I lose to spades, I lose to straights. I do have 1 spade in my hand, which I like, but this is just another kind of weird spot that I got myself into. Although after I check twice on the flop on a board like this, I think he's going to have a lot of bluffs, just stabbing here, trying to get me to fold ace king, ace queen, stuff like that. And once I river top pair and I have a spade, I just convinced myself that he would have enough bluffs, although I really should have taken sizing into account. This is a big bet, obviously over 100 big blinds, which with the straddles it's not really that, but I level myself into making this call, which is not good when he shows ace 10 of spades for absolute nuts on the turn, and I lose again. So these last 2 hands just pretty much complete punts. All right, this next bomb pot, we're playing a bit of a weird game, so let me explain the rules real quick, how this one works. So we get 4 cards, and I think we just kind of made this up on the spot and called it like hideaway or something. So we get 4 cards, and you guys can see there's a 5th card under a chip there that you can't see until the turn. So there's a betting round on the flop, and then if you can just fold the flop, but if you call, then you can pick up that 5th card and see going to the turn. So we got queen jack 4 deuce in our hand, so open-ended top pair and open-ended on the bottom too. And we go to the turn, and I see that my other card was actually a 3. So we actually had 2 pair, and then turn a queen on top. So now we have queens full of 3s, basically the nuts, and open-ended on the bottom still. And it is a paired board, double paired board, but in Omaha, even in 5-card Omaha, on a double paired board, it's typically pretty hard for the opponent to have a full house. So we go to this river. I've got a pretty good hand, and I think my straight outs are probably live as well, and obviously I think I'm good on the top. And we get a deuce on the bottom and an ace, or deuce on the top and ace on the bottom. So I decided to go full pot here for 300 or actually just 300. I thought it was 350, but 300 bucks. And the first opponent folds, and then boss man makes this call, and he has queen jack deuce. So I'm going to 3/4 this one, same straight on the bottom, and a bigger full house on the top. All right, this next hand we have jack 6 of hearts from the cutoff. There's a $15 button straddle, which gets ultimate last action. So I make it 50, kind of the same logic as before. I think pretty much any two suited in position in a game that's playing super splashy, I can figure out a way to make profitable and get 2 callers from the big blind and from the button with ultimate last. So 150 in the middle, going to a flop of King King 7 with 1 heart. And checks to me, I'm just going to go 2/3 pot here. Probably could go smaller because I'm just going to take this one down all the time if they don't have a king, a 7, or a spade draw. And that's what happens. Take it down and profit $100 just playing suited cards in position.
What happens when you rack this shit up? Watch what's gonna happen this hand too.
All right, this next bomb pot is another hideaway hand. So same as a couple hands ago, we have ace 10 9 5 in our hand and flop the nut flush draw and trips.
Make you pay for this one.
So pretty good flop. I decided to just make it 100 here
This one.
and see if anybody wants to call. I think I'm going to get called a bit more in this configuration with people with the hideaway card because they're going to be tempted to call and see if they have an 8 in their hand or a 9 or whatever it is. My hideaway card is a 4, so it gives me a pair. And this turn is basically nut, quads on the bottom, and the nut flush on top. Although it is a paired board, so nut flush could be not good. I decided to make it 150 to keep them in here.
Down all day.
And we get a raise from Johnny Mott on the button. He makes it 600. And in game, I decided to raise here, but I really probably should just call and then try to bluff him off a full house on the river if I get an overcard to the 8, because if he has a hand like 8-4, 8-5, then I can maybe get him off that on the river, and I have nothing to worry about on the bottom anyways. But I decided to go all in, which is just kind of dumb. I just know that we're chopping for sure.
Quad 9.
And he has 8-5. And the river is an ace, so I really wish I would have just called that raise on the turn and then let out for pot on the river, and maybe he folds ace-5, or 8-5, I mean. But whatever, chop that one up. Decent little profit. After that, we end up doing a $100 racehorse, which basically we all put $100 in the middle, and we get 6 cards and go to a run out. So I think there were like, I don't know, 7 of us in this, so $700 in the middle. So I'll just let the tape play and can see what we got.
What the hell is that?
I'm back. I'm back, Felicia. Yellow one.
Dead.
Queen's dead.
Queens are dead.
Oh,
You win anyway. You can't win. We can't beat you.
No ace. All right.
We can't beat you.
Turn. No, turn.
Oh,
I think
yeah,
everybody.
I can't be beat.
Everybody
You
I
can't
got
be
nuts. 10s are gone.
Yeah, he can't.
Unless somebody has aces or something.
have a bigger dangler.
You gotta have aces.
Like King Jack, and the Jack
Somebody
comes
has
on.
the case
yeah.
king. They can have a bigger dangler.
Fuck, there's a
There's
jack.
another Jack. He'll fight with it. 3 of the Jacks are good.
So if you can't show me case king,
You win.
aces.
Aces?
Oh, look at that. There's no more aces.
Aces are gone, yeah.
Aces are dead.
So
That better
You got one more though, Ron.
the king and
Just
the
open up
king
another
Jack.
king, bro. It's right here.
Nope.
king
Doesn't
seven
matter.
it is.
Quads.
I'm done.
And Bossman ends up with quads.
I got
So
It's over.
not winning that one. Decide to do one more here. So hopefully I can win this one and it'll still be profitable on the
Watch this
racehorses.
dude's right here.
With the straight flush.
I got straight flush draw.
Yeah, he does. Motherfucker. Where's Deuce at? There you go.
Trip.
Come on. He's got a boat.
Trip with queen.
My flush out aren't even good.
Wow.
He's about to open all.
No. No, but if it's any other 4, he's got to get straight.
I need the 4 of diamonds on the turn.
I need pocket tens.
Oh, that's 110 gone. Come on.
Ace. King. Kings.
Kings are dead.
No,
Fuck.
we're dead. We're fucked.
Ace. Go ahead, Tyler. You probably Can't have win. down the deuce.
I'm gonna let he has the 4 diamonds in there.
I got a side pot though. I got king.
I want the 4 of diamonds.
No, you don't. I have the whole thing.
4 diamonds gives a straight flush.
Go. You want me to open the last card?
Yeah.
No boat.
You gotta open.
Diamond, nut flush. No boat.
Diamond. So we got the nut flush,
Diamonds.
and they don't have a boat.
Oh my god.
So we scooped this racehorse for a nice little profit of about $600
Flush.
to end the night. So decent session. I end up cashing out for I think a profit of about $900,
I did
which I was basically even heading into that racehorse, or up $300-400, and then lost the 100, and then the 600. So $900. I mean, that's 300 big blinds in this Texas 1-3 game. So decent session. I think I played really bad post stream, but kind of get rewarded with the racehorse. That's just gambling. I played good, other than like a few really big hands that I didn't need to get myself into. But we'll take it. $900. If I can do that every time, then I'd be rich. So decent session. I got to get better at some of these thin spots that I just don't need to take. But oh well. Alright, just finished up on the stream. Was a super good game. Was in for 2K and out for 2,900. Just get back to my car. Was good on the stream. I kind of punted off like $1,200 with King 9 of Spades for kind of no reason, which was dumb. But after the stream, got kind of cooler, kind of punted a couple hands in a row, and then was back to basically even, but won a couple hands and then got saved on a $100 racehorse at the end, where we all put in $100 and got 6 cards. Just degenerate stuff. But overall, $900 win. I think I won on all 3 of the streams this week, which puts me like about even for the week. I didn't film on Monday, but got toasted in a 2-5 game on Monday. So pretty good week. I think we're playing tournaments this weekend, and then back to cash. Should be 3 more streams next week. All right, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Been a bit of a delay in between these vlogs here. I've been playing a lot of tournaments where the tournament directors or the venues or whatever typically don't like me filming or having my phone out. So that's why it's been kind of slow. And I'm also trying to figure out some new things with some new graphics and maybe some new angles and new ways to do the vlog. But I feel like I'm getting better at it. My editor and I kind of have a good flow going now with the new ones, and I've got a bunch in the backlog, so there should be a bunch of really good ones coming out. I've played some huge pots coming out soon. I played like a 18K pot, a 26K bomb pot, and this is at 2.5. So pretty substantial pots there, not just for the stakes of the game, but also for, I mean, my overall P&Ls for the entire year, coming down to a few pots like this, which is probably not the most responsible. But anyways, just wanted to let you guys know some pretty exciting stuff in the works here. So appreciate you guys watching. Would appreciate if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.